First question from John Warner with the Waco Tribune-Herald.
Yeah, Adam, what did you guys do defensively this time against OU as opposed to last time?
Like I said before, in media, you just got to pack it in. They're really probably the best cutting team that we played, and they loved it in the paint. So we just packed it in and had each other's backs and made sure that we communicated out there. And we're just glad that we held them to that certain amount of points. So.
Next question from Kendall Kaut with Signal 365.
Adam, career high in minutes today for Flo, and then John seemed to do a real good job stealing today. How did the bigs help y'all out today?
Oh, tremendously. They do so much every game. They don't get the credit that they deserve. But, Flo is a hard-nosed guy that always stays ready. So we were really confident in him just going out there and continue to play extra minutes, and we just appreciate, his contribution.
Next question from Eric Kelly with KWKT TV in Waco.
Adam, with the 25 turnovers that you guys forced today, what was that major factor in maybe getting OU out of control and causing them to turn the ball over?
They're a really good team, but we knew that if we communicated and packed it in tight and not let them get to the paint as easy, we knew that we could cause turnovers and get out and run. So we just did a great job of executing, and shout out to my teammates.
Next question from Jack Allen with KXXV TV in Waco.
Yeah, Adam, fast start in the first half, fast start again in the second half. What do you think was the key for y'all to get those early runs to open the halves?
We just pride ourselves on, starting the game strong, finishing the game strong. And we had to reset, and go 1-0 every time we went out there. So once we came out at halftime, we knew that it was another opportunity, to expand the lead and just get out and try to win the game from the jump. So.
Next question from Andrew Miner.
Adam, you guys were 2 of 14 from 3 in the first half and 4 of 6 in the second half from 3. What made you guys so much more efficient in the second half?
Just better shots, to be honest. We were getting the paint and finding open guys. And once we get in the paint and collapse the defense and kick it out, those are a lot easier shots. And we are a great team when it comes to, attack and close out. So once Coach Drew and the coaching staff really just put emphasis on that, we knew that coming out, we could execute and get really good shots.
Thank you.
Eric Kelly, if you had another question, go ahead. If not, I forgot to lower your hand.
Yeah, I do. Adam obviously does more than just score, but for Kendall to get his first double-digit scoring performance in Big 12 play, how nice was that to see as his teammate?
Oh, it's great. He's high level and he's a competitor. He never complains about anything, and he just goes out there and plays at a high level. So it's really good just seeing him, just get on that scoreboard and get double figures. So I expect to see a lot more of that. We're doing a better job of moving the ball and, just trying to get easy looks. So.
All right, that's all we have for Adam. Adam, thank you for your time. We'll be back in 1 second with Flo Thamba and Coach Drew. All right, we're back with Flo Thamba. Please use the raise hand function if you have a question of Flo. First up, John Warner with the Waco Tribune-Herald.
Flo, you guys held Tanner Groves scoreless in the first half. What'd y'all try to do with him?
Our defensive scheme was basically switching everything. But mainly focused on also switching on ball screens, because what we noticed like earlier in our first game, that they had a lot of paints in the points, especially like off the roll, and also knowing that he can shoot the ball. So like we kind of had a bond on the ball screen when we played him at home. So our defensive assignment is basically just to switch everything. So we always have a guy on him.
Next question from Kendall Kaut with Signal 365.
Flo, career high in minutes for you today. You also did a really good job, it seemed like, in the short roll. How have you developed to be a good, big man in a short roll situation?
I've been working on it since I've been at Baylor, primarily in the summer. Just knowing how our guys can shoot it, just like spacing out the floor more instead of always being at the block. But I've just been working on it all summer, even throughout the whole year, just basically making the right plays, whether it's attacking the paint or just catching and swinging to the other side of the corner and get our shooters open.
Next question from Eric Kelly with KWKT TV in Waco.
Well, in the start of that 16-0 run from the end of the first to the start of the second, it seems like you guys attacked the basket a lot more after a slow start beyond the arc. Was it something that you guys talked about, or was that just the way that the flow of the offense was late in that half?
I mean, we had talked about it because earlier after we had that 9-0 run, we started settling for a lot more shots, and we weren't moving the ball as much. So we just decided it's better to attack the paint so we can get easy at the rim, or we get foul and go to the line and convert more points. So yeah, we had a change of strategy, just attack the paint more instead of settling down for threes.
Next question from Andrew Miner.
Yeah, Flo, with about 30 seconds left in the first half, James found you after he was double teamed for an and one and down low in the post. Just how would you describe the chemistry that you built with James after him transferring in?
I mean, James is a huge piece of a huge piece in our team. I mean, he's also a great passer. Always try to find guys who are open, try to get guys going. So, like, he basically found me. I thought he was going to hit the weak side, but he showed me on the roll. So, always got to give him credit, just finish and give him an assist that he deserves.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else for Flo? All right. Thank you, Flo. We'll be back with Coach Drew shortly. All right, guys. Coach Drew's going to start us off with a statement, then we'll open it up for questions. We'll again use the raise hand function, so please use that when you would like to ask a question. Coach?
We like this week a lot better than last week. That's first and foremost. It was great having James back. He 4 assists, 1 turnover, 4 steals. Defensively, guys were outstanding. Thought we took away a lot of the easy buckets that we gave up the first time we faced them. Caused 25 turnovers, which is outstanding. And then offensively, second half, we shot 61%, a lot more effective, and 79 from the free throw line. We made free throws when we needed to.
First question from John Warner with the Waco Tribune Herald.
Scott, what did you guys do different defensively, maybe from the first time to hold them down like that?
Well, schematically, we changed how we did things. We switched a lot more, stayed with the man on the cuts, made sure we did a better job protecting the paint. And then I think being a lot more locked into their personnel. The first time we faced them, new staff, a lot of new players, and I thought we were a lot better prepared this time around. And I thought the players did a much better job. I thought we did a much better job preparing them. So overall, it was a good team win.
Next question from Kendall Cout with Sick of 365.
Scott, career high 28 minutes from Flo tonight. What'd you see from him that allowed him to play so well in that many minutes?
I thought Flo did a great job rolling, first of all, getting his hands on balls and 10 rebounds, just was active. And defensively was really locked in on the assignment and really did a good job. And that's the one thing, like last game we hit threes and Matt came out and was on fire, and every game is different. And that's why you got to have different people, and you got to have people that the more weapons or people that can come in and contribute when it's not your night. Hopefully the defense is always constant, taking care of the ball is constant, but the shooting that comes and goes. You got to make sure you're controlling the right shots you take. But I thought second half, we did a much better job not settling for the first 3, getting the ball inside and getting the free throw line a lot more.
Next question from Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider.
Scott, you were talking about the different weapons or different people that step up. Kendall Brown seemed like this was maybe his most active game, most productive game in conference.
Yeah, I thought he was assertive, did a great job with defensively being locked in to what his assignment was, and Matt having foul trouble. Kendall had to help pick up the slack, but 10, 8, and 3, 2 steals, a lot of good things. And for all freshmen, it's an adaptation in the beginning of the Big 12, the physicality, the speed, just how hard everything is. And I think it takes some getting used to, and hopefully in the second half, he can keep improving because he's a lot more physical and a lot more sure of himself out there after getting reps and going against what he's seen so far in the Big 12.
Next question from Eric Kelly with KWKT TV in Waco.
Coach, how do you think James looked in his first game back, and then how's he feeling after kind of that unfortunate fall right into that same area?
Well, I was trying not to put him in those situations, and then we needed a bucket. So anyway, he's really good at finishing. Unfortunately, hit that tailbone again. So we'll keep rehabbing him, and it's a bruise. So it's all pain tolerance, and it's really painful, but he's a tough kid too.
Next question from Jack Allen with KXXV TV in Waco.
Yeah, Scott, on that period in the game with the technical foul and Matt's flagrant, no flagrant call, can you walk us through what the officials told you in that moment? And then also, emotions seemed like they were running high. What were things like in the huddle during that time?
Well, I think first, if there's a foul and you go to the replay, you can't now call the foul. Now you could call if it was a flagrant foul, and it wasn't a flagrant foul. So, I mean, every game officials miss, 7 to 10 calls a game. They'll probably tell you if it's 7, they did a great job. I mean, they're human. Same thing with coaches. We make mistakes, players make mistakes. So that was a call that I haven't seen the replay, but if he did foul him, you can't go back and call it. It wasn't a flagrant foul. And those were really big free throws by LJ. And credit LJ. It's not always easy making technicals either. Being at the free throw line by yourself, it was first time he was at the line. So they were really big free throws by him.
Next question from Matt Mosley with ESPN Central Texas.
Scott, y'all sometimes, especially last year, would bury teams with those haymakers. You've had early starts with a haymaker. Today you had one, and it looked like you're about to put them away in the second half, and then they kind of climb back into it. What do you, I mean, I know it's on the road and those things are tough, but what are you seeing that's maybe allowing that to happen? Because obviously y'all at one point were burying teams like that.
Yeah. So I think a couple things. First, you'd look at it, and last year we had a lot of guys that had been in the Big 12 and a lot of 3rd, 4th, 5th year college guys. This year we have a lot of guys that first year, second year, a late game against Oklahoma State and a ball screen. We had Kendall as a freshman and LJ as a sophomore. Last year it had been a 5th year guy in Mark and a 4th year college guy in Davion. So I think experience is one thing. The second thing is when you have injuries, that affects your depth. When it affects your depth, it affects your ability to continue to put the heat, the pressure, get separation. And then I think the third thing, and probably the biggest thing, is fans. And at the end of the day, they make a huge impact in sports. The closer, the more impact. And in basketball, more than any other sport, they have an impact. And so last year, you virtually had the best team won because there weren't many fans, and that also affects the game. Your team, their team officiating everything. So it makes it a little easier. But you get a rambunctious crowd that gets you back into a game, makes it harder to go away. I mean, that's all part of it. Same thing, Oklahoma State. They were running away from us, and our fans helped us get back into that game. But I would think those would be the three things you'd look at right away, and you would articulate. And if there would be a fourth, it would be the league overall has a lot of older guys. You look at most of the scouting reports, there's a lot of 4th, 5th, 6th year guys that might be 7, 8, 9, 10th men on teams. So what happens is an 18-year-old, they might get rattled, they might get down, they might pout. A 22, 23-year-old, they've already been there several times. They know how to battle back a little easier. That's a good answer, man.
I thought that
Next
was really
question
good.
from Andrew Miner.
Yeah, Coach, last 6 minutes left in the game on the road. A lot of craziness going on, starting with James going out again. What was the key in your mind to the team being able to stay calm and fight through that adversity? A lot of craziness going on to ultimately pull away and win in the end.
I think first we executed on the offensive end. and we made free throws. Second, on the defensive end, we got a lot of stops, and I thought the zone really gave us that opportunity.
Final
And real
question.
quick, and
Final question from Eric Kelly with KWKT TV in Waco.
Coach, just in terms of something you were talking about earlier, when you have those kind of like 4 or 5 guys who are in double digits and you've got that balance there, what's the area in which when you need a big shot, does it make it better because you have more guys to go to, or does it make it harder because you don't have that one guy who averages 17 or 18 to where you know, okay, this is the guy I'm going to give the ball to when we need a bucket?
That's a good question. And every coach would rather have 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in double figures because it makes for a much happier locker room, happier team, much harder team to guard. If you got one guy that's a primary scorer, it's so many things you can do. You can deny him the ball. You can box and one him. You can trap him. You can take the ball out of his hands. So with us, I think there's 2 things. 1, who's playing well for us. 2, what matchups are good? What actions aren't they guarding as well? I think that all comes into play. And then hopefully you can take advantage of something like that. And a lot of times, if you just have let players make plays too, which means give them the freedom to get an advantage and then create an advantage for their teammate rather than because sets are so scouted in our league. It's not often you get a bucket off of your initial offense. Normally you have to break the defense down unless it's transition, and usually that's only off of turnovers.
All right, that's all the time we have. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back on Monday with another media availability.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.